Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Former British Marine Pen Farthing is a man who has the commando spirit writ through him. He never gives up. But a year after miraculously escaping the bloody chaos of Kabul, with 171 cats and dogs from his animal rescue charity as Afghanistan fell to the Taliban in 2021, he was one push away from doing just that, giving up entirely. I was in a despair so total that I couldn't see how to live with it, he tells me. The reason for his despair? Following his courageous campaign to airlift the charity's animals and workers to safety, as the Taliban seized control of the capital, he found himself caught up in the middle of an atrocious smear campaign that cruelly accused him of putting pets before people and British soldiers' lives at risk. There was online abuse, death threats, and even some of his Royal Marine brothers turned against him, condemning him as a coward who should never wear the green beret. He lost colleagues, friends, and, hardest of all for him to bear, his marriage to his Norwegian wife Kajsa, 34, which came totally out of the blue. I thought I had the world and then I didn't. It had all gone, says Penn. The day before, we were in Norway together at this amazing sauna. I had to fly back, to the UK, for something on the Monday and Kajsa was joining me at the end of the week. We kissed and cuddled at the airport. I said, I love you, and she said, I'll see you on Friday. I got on the plane and turned my phone off. When I turned it on in the baggage hall at Heathrow, there was a message from her saying it was over. I've never heard from her since that day, not once. Penn, 55, tells me the weeks that followed were just a blur. Tears, wine, rum, lots of rum. Staring at the screen of his phone hoping for a message from her. None ever came. After 4 weeks of moping around and not getting anything done, colleagues at Nowzad, the charity he founded, suggested he should take some leave, so he went climbing in the Tyrol Mountains in Austria. So many times while climbing, I thought, what if I just ended it? Sitting on a ledge with nothing but hundreds of feet of air beneath me, one push and it would all be over. I just didn't see a way forwards. The flack we were getting. The lies. The Royal Marine instructor who'd told my godson I was a coward and shouldn't wear the green beret. I thought if I just let go. He reaches his arms in the air and sways backwards to demonstrate, then I won't have to think about it anymore. It'll be done and I'll have peace. You know by the pain on his face he's back in those mountains, but he pulls himself up. In the end he couldn't do it. I couldn't give up, he says. Today Penn is much changed from the newly married 51-year-old who watched shooting stars on a balcony in Kabul with Kajsa, before the return of the Taliban. The couple had met there in 2019 when Kajsa was working for an NGO and married 2 years later. Last winter he shut himself away in his Exeter home to write his account of Operation Ark, as his mission to rescue the charity's cats, dogs, and 67 members of staff and their immediate families became known around the world. He says it was a therapy of sorts. People were telling me to write the book for a long time, but, after Kajsa, I didn't want to bring all the memories back up. Then, when I did start, I couldn't find a publisher. No one wanted it. They said my brand was too toxic. Eventually we found one who was prepared to take a chance. I got it all out. It's done. I'll no longer have people asking, how's your beautiful wife? Or, are you the clown who put pets over people? Operation Ark was about people and animals. Our 67 members of staff and their immediate family are now in the UK. We got them out on September 11, 2021. We never abandoned them. People can read the book and actually understand what we went through, and all because the British government was so incompetent, evacuating Kabul, that it would rather drag a man through the mud than admit its mistakes. He shakes his head. I first met Penn 2 days after the plane carrying 77 cats and 94 dogs finally took off from Kabul International Airport, on August 27, 2021. The city was falling apart as the Taliban roamed the streets with Kalashnikov assault rifles and Penn had to wait in an airport hangar for 24 hours for diplomatic clearance. Anyone who could was making frantic calls to whoever might.